YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Duke back here from Sportsgamers.com. And in today's very special Madden 23 tip video, I'm about to show you guys a top secret coverage defense that I've been using to get a ton of stops in Madden 23. On this year's game, this defense is very effective in general, but it's especially effective in defending the meta, especially those annoying corner routes that everybody runs online. So there's actually a specific setup that people use to get these corner routes wide open against pretty much every defense and coverage in the game. And I'm going to show you guys what people are doing to get their corner routes wide open against every coverage. And then I'm going to show you guys a defense that counters it. So most people are running these corner routes from either like a gun tight or a gun bunch. It doesn't really make a huge difference, but some sort of compression. And in this video, I did use the New Orleans Saints offensive playbook because I want to look at the gun tight offset TE. Defensively, I'm in Kansas City, and we'll go over what I'm doing defensively in a second here. But for now, I just want to show you guys what people are doing to beat the to get these corner routes wide open, and then I'm going to show you how to counter it once I show you guys how effective it really is. So you can literally just pick bench. There's a lot of plays you can do this from, but bench is an easy one to do it. And these corner routes, the way people run them, they beat man, they beat zone, they beat everything. So, if someone's just running like the meta, cover zero blitzes or whatever, super easy. We're just going to block the running back and run bench. The key here, though, is to allow these corner routes to beat every coverage. They need to be run to the short side of the field. In years past, the corner routes were better to the wide side, but this year with some changes EA made to certain coverages, which we'll get into in a second, they're better to the short side. If you're not familiar with wide side of the field or short side, it's pretty simple. In this situation, notice that the ball is lined up closest to the right hash. So since we're lined up closest to the right hash, that means that the right side of the field is the short side because the right side of the field, the sideline is closer. Yeah, we're closer to the right sideline, basically. So before I get too much further in the video, I do want to remind you guys that I do free Madden 23 tip videos, I do gameplays, I do news on my channel. So if you enjoy this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, if you really rock me, like the video, smash that like button. I'd love to get to 300 likes on this video, and comment. Commenting helps me out a lot in the YouTube algorithm, be able to continue to do these free videos for you guys. You can literally post one word, literally one word, an emoji, anything will help, and I appreciate it. So, so with all that said, let's show how this corner route will attack man coverage. It's really not that complicated. Corner routes will beat man coverage this year if you know how to throw them. With any route combo, you really don't even have to use a specific route combo with corner routes. They just win. It's that simple. It's really zone coverage that the route combo comes into play. So let's just start with cover 3. Cover 3 is probably the most common coverage people like to use every year in Madden. So let's just take a look at how easy cover 3 is to kill for corner route. All you have to do is on the short side of the field where the corner route is, streak the receiver next to him. That's it. No motion is required. So here's the defense. And guys, just take a look at how this works. So easy to do. And that's an every time thing. Now I'm going to go into the replay and explain what just happened. When you're on the short side of the field this year, basically if you have a streak route directly next to the corner route in a compression set like a gun bunch, a gun tight, the streak route will run the deep zone, in this case that's the outside third, off the ball to where once the corner route gets behind the curl flat, cloud flat, whatever flat zone there is, which is normally going to be like a slot corner, safety, maybe an outside linebacker, he's going to be wide open on the sideline.
For my free YouTube content, I highly recommend checking out Sportsgamers.com. This is where I post all my premium content for Madden 23. I have offensive and defensive eBooks, schemes, plus I do 4 to 6 premium tips every week in the Madden Vault to keep you guys ahead of the game. Our best offer yet is the Sportsgamers Madden VIP membership. This is the best Madden membership anywhere on the net, the best content at the best price. You get access to the entire site for only $24.99. This means all of our eBooks, all of our Madden Vault tips, plus you even get access to our meta reports and our exclusive VIP members-only community. I also do one-on-one coaching as well for you guys that are interested in that. See you at Sportsgamers.com. If you're serious about winning more games, I will post a link in the description as well as in the comments.
So here you guys see what I mean. The streak route runs the corner off the ball. He's got his back turned. He doesn't even recognize the corner route. The corner route gets behind that flat zone, and at this point, all you got to do is just throw a bullet pass on the sideline. It's going to be an easy throw and catch, and that's every single time. Zone drops this year are not very effective. As far as like say, oh, just put a 25, 30-yard flat out there. They just don't get the depth they need to in their route. A lot of times they don't get even horizontally enough to the sideline. They're just not that great. So that's not a good option either. You might be saying, well, what about cover 2? The same thing will happen no matter what. If you've put a streak on that short side of the field, he's getting open. He's just going to get open. Watch. So I'm going to throw a spy out here on the D tackle. Hopefully that 3-man rush we can block to get this ball off, which should be able to. As you guys can see here, that time I just did a little high ball, which this year high ball is very, very effective. And same thing. The only difference is against cover 2, we're running the safety in the deep zone off versus the outside corner. So as you guys can see here, ran the safety off the ball to streak. See how he turns his back. And then again, similar, basically the same thing. It's just there's a different player in the flat and a different player in the deep zone on defense. But other than that, it's the same. As soon as we get by the deep zone, just throw a bullet pass on the sideline. That's the easy throw and catch. Now, match coverage is decent, but still, on the short side of the field, it's not going to work that well. So if you turn your match on, say, let's play cover 4 quarters, do that same thing I just did, you're going to beat it every time. So let's just take a look. So essentially, you're turning it into man. You know, that corner is going to match up on to that receiver on the corner route when you turn your zone adjustment for match on. But the problem with that is you're just giving up the position every single time to where this can just, like you guys see, I just easily undercut this for a catch. You know, yes, he broke it up. Sure, if you are, like, again, you have to realize this tight end I'm using, he's terrible. But if I was in MUT or had a good tight end, you know how this game is. That's a catch pretty much every single time this year. Now, if you do have a knockout ability, maybe you could break it up, but that's not really what we want to rely on. We want to be able to consistently stop this on the short side and not have to rely upon breakups. So I'm about to show you guys an adjustment that you can use out of this matching defense that's going to make it way better. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and turn my match off. The reason for that is I am actually going to use a zone drop 30-yard flat out of match. Now, cover 4 quarters is technically match, but when you turn match off, it's going to be a little bit different. So let's pick cover 4 quarters, and let me show you the adjustment that's just going to defend this way better. So you guys know by now that on the short side of the field, that corner route is getting open every single time. Literally, all I'm going to do to counter this is I'm going to put that corner in, outside corner on the short side of the field, which in this case that's Terrell Jr. I'm going to put him in a cloud flat. Remember, I just turned my flat zone drop to 30 yards. And that's going to, in this coverage specifically, you only really want to do this from cover 4 quarters. This adjustment's not going to work as well from other defenses. You can't just, you might say, well, just call cover 2 and 30 yards. No, it won't work the same. Trust me, it has to be from cover 4 quarters. It's going to cover it. Now, you're just going to use the 3-rec over the middle and just take a look at how well this works. I actually posted a video on this type of a defensive adjustment like a year or 2 ago when people were just running a million crossers and stuff. And it was very good. And I came back to it this year because of how effective this short side corner route is. And you guys are going to see, just boxes it up. Now, I would usually this guy over the middle here. Keep in mind for the purposes of this video, I can't play offense and defense at the same time, so I'm just going to click on a D lineman. But in a game situation, I'd always just use that 3-rec hook zone. So as you guys are going to see, we're just not going to be able to do that. He's in position. And, you might say to yourself, well, what about the streak over the top? And this is the very interesting thing about this. Even though I turn my match setting off, you guys can see here that the safety over here, he essentially plays that streak almost as if he's matching. And you guys notice, like, again, 4-man pass rush here. I'm the Falcons in this video. No special players or abilities. But, 4-man pass rush is going to get decent pressure here to where you guys can see, we never got behind this corner in the 30-yard flat. By the time I'm throwing the ball, the corner is actually still, he was not beat at all. And we're getting, even at this point, he still never really got behind him. That's an easy breakup. Now, one thing you're probably wondering is, well, what if they just motion that guy to the outside on the streak route? Well, then the streak route would just be open since that quarter zone is like kind of to the inside, right? You might be wondering, and that's a fair question. So let's just take a look at that. You guys can see that actually, no, like that safety, even though his quarter zone is more to the inside, he does a really tremendous job of covering that. And this is one of the things that I like most about this defense is even though you technically turn the match setting off, there's still coding in this game from years back before they did all these different settings with the match coverage and the adjustments to it, there's still coding left over to where you can get certain matching stuff going on even without the match button on, but don't want to get too far into that to confuse you guys. In general, if you do want match, it is better to have the match adjustment on, but there still is some leftover coding in this game to where certain players will match in certain circumstances, even with off. Now, just to kind of go on with what I was saying, prove my point a little bit more, let's go into gun bunch. So I'm essentially going to do the same thing out of gun bunch. I'm going to run a corner out to the short side of the field with a streak. Same concept, different formation. Just want to show you guys that this adjustment is going to still work the same way. You just put the corner in the short side of the field onto that cloud flat. You want him to stay backed up, and you want him on the 30-yard zone drop. So if you guys see here, he's just not going to get behind. Like, he's not, like, that player is not getting behind us. He's not going to beat us. Honestly, guys, if you have a good pass rush, they really shouldn't consistently have that much time anyways. And there's some blitz setups you could do out of this defense too if you really wanted to. But take a look again. And no, I did not even click onto this player. This was all CPU. If I click onto this player, I'm probably able to get in a lot better position, maybe even pick the ball off. But still, it's broken up very, very easily. So if you guys are struggling against people who are abusing the short side corner route, this is definitely a defense and an adjustment that I would consider taking a strong look at. You can do this from any cover 4 quarters, nickel over, dime. Like I said, it doesn't really matter too much. In this specific instance, I am in the Kansas City Chiefs playbook on defense. That's my favorite defensive playbook in the game right now. I have been messing with some others, but at the moment, I still do prefer it. The 4-6 playbook, though, I will say is definitely very, very nice as well. But for right now, KC is what I am running. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and I'll be back soon with some more